Good morning.
Good morning.
So, as you guys saw, live chat, water well people came out. They're supposed to come back out today, and hopefully we'll have water.
Did he say today or Friday?
He said today or tomorrow.
Okay.
So, but he said he's going to try to come out today. So, as you're watching, this is Thursday, correct? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what they would have to do is try to finish part of the job and everything, and hopefully we'll have water. We're not going to hold our breath, not because they're doing anything wrong, but it's just we're not going to hold our breath on getting water today because every time we get excited, something happens. So
just with everything, you get nothing against them.
Yeah, no, nothing against the water wells. Just anytime we get excited for anything, something happens. So the good thing is they already came out and dug and hit water. So
that was the hard part.
Yeah. So the beauty of it is, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, the light's a lot bigger than it was a long time ago. The bad news is we had to trench from the water well over to the tiny house, back to the pole to hook power up. We do have a generator, and we can run it like that for a little while, but I am not looking forward to trenching water lines and electric lines.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a bummer, but we don't have an actual trencher. I know you can rent them, and then I also have a way that I think we can get it and do it where it's not 100% with shovels. We'll still have to use shovels and whatnot, but it won't be too bad. The bad thing is this was all woods, so there's just tree roots everywhere, and that's the downfall of it. I guess if you have a ditch witch, it would cut, basically like a massive chainsaw for the ground, but
is a ditch witch the like the big looking saw thing?
Yeah, it's like a chainsaw for the ground.
Yeah.
They have multiple. There's some that shoot water. There's all sorts of things, but you can get the one that's like got the blades and everything. Never used them, but I know you can rent them from like Home Depot and stuff like that, or pretty much any store that rents big machines. But that'll be in time. The good thing is just get water, and then we can run a water hose to the camper, to the pond, to the animals. We can run a hose. We have a 200-foot hose, I believe.
I don't know where
it's
it is.
Oh, I know where it is, but I think it's 200 foot, and it was like a good one, a really good one.
Yeah.
So
I got it when we were at Shifting Ranch to fill up the other pond without running 50 million other little hoses. That something kept happening with those too. I can't remember. So I was like, I'm just buying a long one and a good one, calling it a day.
Well, I mean, if you buy cheap hoses, they'll explode, or the sun will eat them up real quick. But if you guys remember, when we cleared land for the water well, it is centrally located, and a 200-foot hose would reach
everywhere
to the pond. Maybe not fully to the barn, but it'd get pretty close. And then it might reach to the barn. If not, it's close. And it'll reach to the camper, all of this area and stuff. The only thing it won't reach to is the animals where they're at right now. But we're going to be moving them, so it's not that big of a deal. But I don't know. We're probably 95% done framing the barn. And that's such a good feeling to kind of get ready to get that knocked out and out of the way. I don't even know what today is. Let me check my watch.
Oh, wait. Oh,
what's the date?
They did an update. It's the 14th.
14th.
I don't know how to work this thing.
So I'm hoping that by the end of the month, we'll have the barn done and the fence.
Oh,
yeah, by the end of the month.
Fence.
That's a goal. To have it by the end of the month, have it to where we can at least it'll be complete, and maybe not fully to the extent that we want. Like the barn, we'll put on the gates that we already have, but I'll want to put different gates on there. The way we built our barn is a 12-foot span in the front opening, and I want 2 6-foot gates, so they meet in the middle. So when we back the trailer up, you get out of the passenger side, I get out of the driver's side, we go get a gate each, we open them up, it touches the trailer, and then you have a chute already for them to come in.
Yeah.
And then on the inside, you open your gates to each panel, to each pin on each side, and then you can just get whenever you want, in each one, whether that's going to be pigs, goats, cows. I know clearly whenever Lambo's big and massive and stuff like that, or get big cows, you wouldn't want to run them through the inside of the barn, but we will have a gate on the outside as well. But it's probably Lowrider heard us, and then now they're messing with the other dogs. But it's little things like that we probably won't be able to finalize right away. And then
dry pour?
I don't know. Just in the middle?
The feed room.
Oh. I mean, potentially. We might even either dry pour, or we might just mix it in the machine, and we'll have water. Plenty of water. So,
true.
I don't know. We'll figure it out, I guess, with that. But I don't know yet. So, the middle of the barn, it won't go all the way to the very back, because we're going to have a pin that goes all the way in the back side. But just in the middle, it would be nice if we at least have, like, gravel or something. It doesn't have to be concrete, but at least gravel, and then a concrete pad for, like, the feed room or something. We don't want mice digging up in the ground and coming in, and then we'll eventually, do what we can to enclose it and stuff, and then
eventually have a barn cat.
Yes, and a lot of, if anyone knows anything about barn cats, if you get a kitten, you're all right. If you get a kitten, it just learns this is home. You get a full-grown cat, you have to physically lock them up in an area for like 2 weeks. Doesn't have to be a small cage, but you have to keep them where you want them to stay for like 2 weeks, so they understand this is home. So you got to literally, physically, again, keep them locked up. You can't just put them in a barn and be like, this is going to be your home. We're going to put feed down, because then they will just bolt. They'll be gone. You have to have like a big cage or a feed room or something like that. Mm-hmm. Well, luckily we'll be building a feed room, but also, that was a coffee maker. Also, the loft part in the top. It's actually, I knew how big it was because I drew up the plans to scale on the paper, but to physically see it, there's plenty of room to have some storage on top. Mm-hmm. I'm very excited for that. I just didn't think it would be that, like, I knew the size, but
looking at it
in person, it's like, holy cow, like, there is room. We're going to build a deck on the top, not the whole thing, but maybe,
a little loft.
Yeah, maybe the back part of it over the pin, and then that way we can put hay up there or some extra, like, tools or whatever, but that gives us,
y'all know, storage.
Yeah, that gives us extra storage. And as of right now, we have a lot of stuff in the back that Cheap Harbor freight storage thing didn't work too long with. We need to find a spot for it. And then, clearly, there's always stuff when it comes to animals. There's too much stuff. But to have that extra loft space up there, I think technically it's 5 feet tall, 4 feet tall. I think it's 4 foot. But it does have a slight slant, so you can't really, it's not a loft that you're going to stand up in, but it's a loft that you have plenty of room to like stack some hay up in there or put whatever. You know, and it could be the whole 30-foot long if you wanted. I don't think we'll do that, but it is nice to have, and it is nice seeing it being like, okay, I thought it may have been a little bit of wasted space, but it's going to be utilized. And then plus, if you have a barn cat, that's probably where they'll end up sleeping and stuff, is getting up there and staying up there, and then, you know, doing this thing and having that as their spot. So I don't know, it kind of worked out really well with that. I'm excited.
Yeah. So I guess I've never had a barn cat before.
You've had outside cats?
Uh-uh.
Oh, no outside cat at all.
Yeah, I guess that's it. You've never...
It's the best cat to have.
Yeah.
We're pretty much on the same page. We'll never have an inside cat. I am not a cat person. And, like, whatever. Cats are cool,
you
but
can't tell,
definitely dog people. I don't want cats jumping on my counter and where you eat and stuff like that. That's just not my thing. To each their own. We're dog people. I wouldn't let our dog either if they were in here jump on the counters or whatever. But
you wouldn't let Lowrider up there?
No. Lowrider can jump, by the way.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
His little legs.
Yeah, he can jump. But having a barn cat and having him in the barn,
gets rid of mice and stuff.
Yeah. We had a barn cat in Texas, and I didn't see any mice. And for a while before the barn cat, there was like the little mice and then snakes trying to get the eggs. And you get a barn cat, and they take care of it pretty well. They do pretty good. I think one time we found a black snake. I'm pretty sure I got it, because Jared don't do snakes. But I don't remember if that was before or after the cat. The thing is we're getting very, very close to starting to get animals to have a purpose. We're going to have chickens that we raise to eat. We're going to have chickens to raise just to have eggs. We're going to have chickens to raise to kind of be the groundskeeper of ticks and bugs. We're going to probably end up having quite a bit of chickens. And then we'll see about guineas. We know they're loud, but we would probably prefer loud noises over tick bites.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah. I got popcorn. Colonel.
We had
Steve.
taco popcorn last night.
Yeah. But we're getting close to that. So the last thing we would want is snakes and mice and all that eating our feed or getting the eggs and all of that. So...
or just biting the doggos.
Yeah. We do know as well that if you go rescue a cat, they will snip one ear, just the tip of it, not the whole ear. If you see a cat that has been snipped, the ear, that is a cat that has been fixed, and they're either, if you don't adopt it, the city's going to let it go. And they do that because you either euthanize the cat or you set it free. Because there's too many animals, unfortunately, in the shelters, but they'll let them go, and then they can't reproduce. They've been fixed, and then they'll go eat the mice and snakes stuff. They just let them out in the wild. It's not in the wild, I guess. Yeah, it's a city cat. But so if you see a cat with one ear that's clipped a little bit, the city did that. But you can get a cat like that that's already been fixed and has the ear clipped and stuff, and those make really good barn cats. Again, you gotta lock them up in a space so they know and understand. You give them food and water there, and then they realize, okay, this is home. So if for any reason you guys end up seeing us with a cat and it's got its ear cut off, it wasn't us. They said they were dog people, they had cats. No. But I don't know. I think the good thing too is with our barn, we will have gates and whatnot up, but even at Shooting Ranch, the dogs still would get in there. Not always in the barn or anything, but they would get in where the animals were and stuff. I'm pretty sure, I don't think Sawyer did or Rufio did. They said, I ain't touching this electric fence.
Lucy.
Bandit wouldn't either.
I thought Bandit would get in there.
I know at the beginning Bandit wouldn't, because she'd be running all the way around that whole sucker.
Maybe it was just Lucy that would.
Probably. But here, I already know Lowrider and other turd.
Stubbs.
Yeah, they'll probably be getting in there. They spend a lot of their time. If you can't find them up here, they're down there by the animals.
They love it.
Yeah, they're not hurting the goats or pigs or anything. They're just down there all the time.
They really are.
Yeah, if you can't find them, they're down there. They're either in the pond.
Yeah, the other day we were on the barn and I was hollering at them as I could see them down there. They were just hanging out in the boy pen. Just all boys hanging out.
They do. I don't know. I don't get it, but they do.
They love it. Just go hang out with Breakfast and Hank and Boy.
Yeah. So yeah, I that's gonna be one reason to get better gates and stuff to keep the dogs out of the barn when we need to keep them out of the barn. So if say our animal's gonna have babies, we want to lock them up and not be stressed or anything. Then we don't want the dogs going in there, but we also don't want to lock it out, where this is another downfall. Our guard dogs / pets now, they're
100,
worthless as guard dogs.
100% pets.
And this is how I know they're worthless as guard dogs. Last night, we always put the dogs up, and the dogs already have it pretty much down. We'll be like, all right, guys, come on, get inside, let's go. And they'll run to their area, go straight. They fight over which dog bed is the best one.
Yeah.
They don't physically fight. They just try to get to that one.
There's enough beds for all of them.
But y'all know how it goes.
Yeah.
It's like kids. You can have 800 toys, they're going to fight over one. But they ran in there, and I was like, all right, the guard dogs are running with them over there. So I was like, come on, come in. And they got in the pen with them. And then Lucy ran out, then they ran out, then got Lucy back in. But they used to not even get close to the pen.
Yeah.
And it's truly one of those that we need them in there with our animals, because especially if we start having, livestock that we want to breed and for meat and stuff like that. If coyotes get in there, they're taking our meat. They're taking our animals. They're, possums getting in there, raccoons, anything.
Yeah. We understand, too, that they roam. That's what they do. They do the perimeter, stuff like that. But they don't even go down there.
Mm-mm.
They just hang out with us.
Yeah. So.
And this is why people with livestock guardian dogs, too, I'm pretty sure I've said this a million times, but.
You can't say it enough.
Yeah, that are really hardcore about it. They're like, don't look at them, don't touch them, nothing.
Don't pet them, don't call them, don't nothing.
Especially, do not pet them.
Yeah.
There'll be signs that say, do not pet the dog.
Because you ruin it. Once that dog finds out,
humans are rad.
Yeah, look, right here. What's up, cowboy?
You'll hear him whine.
Cow. Yeah, see what happens? So that's the thing, is a lot of people that watch these homestead channels have never even homesteaded. And a lot of these people, they don't understand the reality of this stuff. And they get upset with people that all the time in our videos, where are the 2 white dogs? Show the white dogs. Where are they at? Do this. So then if you're constantly...
You're not petting the white dogs.
Yeah, if you're constantly doing that stuff, you have ruined that dog. Now that dog will not be a good guardian dog. And us trying to please some people has truly ruined these dogs as far as livestock dogs.
Well, because it is hard to not just love on them whenever you go in and feed, but we did, and now here we are.
Yeah, here we are. They're by the camper right now doing not their job. So With the barn, I've thought about it, and it's like I don't want to, but I don't know what else to do at this point to try to get them back to stay with the herd.
Hey, cowboy.
He's right here. Cowboy.
They're so handsome.
I mean, they're cool dogs. They just need a purpose.
Yeah.
But
we didn't need any more pets.
No. Especially ones that eat 50 pounds of dog food a day.
Yeah.
We go through a lot of dog food around here. I don't want to put doors on the barn that go from top to bottom. I don't want to have to like fully lock our animals in there, but I think we have to. I think we have to physically at night put all our animals in the barn and then put the guard dogs in there and try to just, again, like a barn cat, this is where you're supposed to stay. It's going to be very, very difficult on our end now to try to revert them back to what they're supposed to do, because you physically cannot treat a livestock guardian dog like a pet. If you do, you're done. And it's not like a dog lives a long time, so we could potentially have these dogs for the next 10 to 15 years and never guarding anything. So all we're saying is if you watch any homestead channels, don't give them flack. And don't be mad and be like, this happens all the time. I'm unsubscribing the way you treat your dogs. Well, guess what? When you treat the dogs like you guys want, they are now ruined as far as what they're supposed to do. And now people's farms and homesteads and ranches and stuff, their animals could start to die off because they're not getting guarded like they're supposed
People
to.
rely on that.
Yeah.
That
so
food and everything.
We do know it was our decision to pet the dogs and do that stuff and do it in video for you guys and all that. We're not fully blaming y'all, but it is y'all's fault. We're not fully blaming. Some of y'all are already subscribing with this video. Whatever. Y'all are weak. Y'all are weak. Just use this as an example to not go after somebody else if you did that. We're not saying that you guys that watch right now are the ones that did it, but...
And again, we're the ones who did it.
Yeah.
But if you're watching, don't be upset with people for them not treating their guard dogs as pets. There's a reason.
And also, I'm not saying it's you guys watching, but this has happened. And this will forever blow my mind. We bought chickens to raise up to butcher.
Oh.
And we raised them for 3-4 months, 100 days, I think, or whatever it is. I can't remember right now. And when it came time to butcher, these people got so mad and left crazy comments and unsubscribed. Never watch you again. How dare you raise these chickens and just murder them? And I just had to comment back, they taste better dead than when they're alive. The whole point of getting chickens, especially those chickens that we said from the get-go, is to raise them, to butcher them, to eat. We eat meat, and you have to butcher an animal to eat meat. And the fact that somebody watches a homestead
We didn't even show it.
No, we just talked about it.
I think we just showed the chicken skinned.
Yeah. But the fact that people watch this stuff and then they get upset when people actually do the lifestyle, it just blows my mind. I would never watch someone build a car and when they drive it, get mad at them. Why would I watch them build a car and then get mad that they drove it?
That was a good Jason Crocker little analogy, a little metaphor.
It's wild to me. It's crazy.
A little simile.
Yeah, and it used to bother me reading comments, and I'd feel like I'd have to say something back and this and that. Now I just laugh, but it's the same thing as building. I've joked with Danielle for the last month, 2 months. People always are like, y'all never finish anything. It takes y'all forever. Whenever we're driving into town and that fence, the guy that started building this fence, how long has it been?
Since we've got this property.
Well, started the fence?
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, they started clearing there. And then they put like a drive or whatever. Well, over the last maybe like month, they started building their fence, and they put all the poles in the ground because they're going to weld them up and stuff. Well, it's been like a month, and they haven't even finished it. And this is a random guy that's not on YouTube that lives a normal life. Everyone around here has, like, the neighbors over there started their fence and they're not done with it. The neighbors across the way started their fence, they're not done with it. We even let them borrow our tractor to help get it done, and they're not done with it. The people on the other side started clearing and getting a pad built for they're not finished. They have, like, a lot of these people haven't even, like, started stuff.
There's just something whenever you're on YouTube.
When you're on YouTube, they want it now. They want stuff, and
but I get it.
Yeah, we get it, but the reality is normal people that aren't on YouTube and we're watching it, it takes a long time. It's not one of those things where it's just constant, and a lot of the people that people watch on YouTube and watch, either they post one video a week and they spend the whole week to get the one thing, but they're still building their house after years. Or that rooster's crowing. Or these people try to knock it out real fast, and then it's the same thing that happens to us: burnout. You get burnout, and then you just, it's hard to get back in the groove. And I've seen that with people. I've seen the same thing, with not even just building, but homesteading. You people jump in, and I see this all the time, and they will start getting all these animals real fast, and just for YouTube, and then they realize, what did I do? This sucks. And I'm speaking from experience back in Texas. And it's also, too, people that haven't had the animals, you get excited, and it's very easy to get them. And unfortunately for us in Texas, there was an animal exchange livestock thing every weekend.
Oh, wow.
Every weekend. And
that would be very easy to, like, go and just,
to get anything.
Yeah, get excited about it.
Oh, you can get a calf. You can get...
oh, dang.
You can get anything. And... It became a thing where we were just talking about the Waterville guy. We got a mini horse. That was a terrible thing. Just stuff like that. Like you just start to get all these animals. You're like, it's very easy when you start and you've never done it, or haven't done it in forever at least. You start getting a whole bunch. There's a little rider right there. Jump the fence. You get excited, you start getting all this stuff, and people do that on YouTube as well, as they start getting all this stuff, and then they realize, oh crap, we messed up. We got too much stuff at once. So...
And with animals, burnout.
Yes. So, with us here, everything we've done on this property, we have told ourselves, just like smoking some meat, you want that meat to be real good and tasty at the end, and really, really just the best tasting, best piece of meat you ever had. Low and slow. And
right, that was another good analogy, simile, metaphor.
Analogy master.
For example, too, there's even for female pigs, the most perfect opportunity ever. Great deal, everything. But it's just like,
she's trying to talk me out of it right now. Is what she's trying to do.
No, I'm just so hesitant because I don't want to rush it. We're not completely ready.
Yeah, but it's a great deal, and it's the exact pig breakfast is.
Yeah.
So we would have an opportunity to see exactly what breakfast and his partner, that are the exact same mix of pigs, would produce and give us meat. So it's one of those where
we have Hank.
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
Yeah. I love Hank. He's a nice pig, but we don't want him breeding.
Yeah.
Our breeder pig. So, and it's not like you can just, come here, Hanky, and pick him up and put him somewhere else. That doesn't work. We tried that, and then he hated us. But I would consider putting him in with the goats, and kind of see how that goes. It's just more of, you can't really just, come here, Hanky, put him in there. So
to get him to go
yeah,
somewhere that's where you get burned out with animals.
we could figure it out. It's just gonna be, But the good thing also is that same person has piglets of the mix, and if we wanted, we could get one and put it in with the goats now and raise it up a little bit. But then Breakfast and Hank would be going wild. It'd be like, there's a pig right here. And, of course, it'd be little. But once it starts getting bigger.
Yeah.
But, it's, I don't know. I guess the moral of the story is, take a chill pill, man. Don't go after people on the internet when they're just doing what they're supposed to be doing. And if it takes a while and all of that, y'all can say whatever y'all want to us. Whatever. If y'all need to vent, come on over and vent and say bad things to us. But everyone else out there that's building and it's taking a long time, they may not have the money. They may not have the resources. They may not.
It's expensive out there.
It's crazy expensive. They may not have the time or resources. They may not have the skill level, and they're still learning. The people getting animals may not have the correct setup yet, and they're trying to do the best they can. It may be a situation to where they thought they were gonna do good and set themselves up to be self-sustainable. They got an animal, and the animal keeps busting out of their fence, messing up their stuff. You never know when you get an animal. How they're going to react when you get them. And you could have everything set up, and then one animal can come into the picture and ruin everything. And then it's very hard for people that, have a heart. And it's like, okay, we got this animal. We can't just get rid of it right now. So let's work with it. And then it becomes a big thing. Like, there's so many variables to the whole thing. Is just, as a viewer, especially if you've never done anything that you're watching, just watch for the entertainment side of it and just trust that those people are doing the best they can and the best for themselves. No one is going to put themselves in a bad situation on purpose. I guess some people do, but for the most part, most people won't. I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like watching Brandon's video. He did the premiere last night, the start to finish, and we watched the whole series. We watched it all. I learned a lot from it. I had no idea about the engine and timing, and I always heard, like, timing's off. I'm like, what does timing off mean? I have no idea what timing is on an engine. I know nothing about mechanics. And I learned what it is. I actually learned, like, what it is and how you line it up and all that stuff. But I'm not going to sit there and be like, yo, Brandon, why is it taking you a month to that's a tiny four-wheeler. Fix it. Hurry. Like, I've been a mechanic for 45 years. I could have fixed that four-wheeler in 2 days. I'm sure you could have. But
sometimes some people, like, just need that. Like...
Need what?
Just need to...
To vent?
Yeah. To be like, I'm better than you.
Well, those people need to be punched in the face. And, yeah, they need to be punched.
It was just like, whatever.
That's what's wrong with our society.
You need to get through the day.
Yeah, more people need to be punched. That's what I'm going to name this.
Yeah.
But anyways, before I get upset, I'm going to get off this rant I'm on, this soapbox.
Started with the well, then the barn.
And then
now
Jason's thoughts. You're welcome. That's what Danielle has to deal with all day. I'll constantly be like, I have a podcast idea. And it's just like me wanting to rant about something.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe we'll do a podcast soon and I'll just rant.
There you go.
I got a lot to talk about. I've got a lot of things that I probably shouldn't talk about. But it would probably get a lot of views if Jason went on a rant.
Yeah, a lot of views.
Yeah.
A lot of hate.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I say myself in third person, Jason would, because that's kind of the old Jason coming out. The new Jason is...
Did you used to talk, about yourself in third person or something?
No.
Or you're just referring
I'm
to
referring to kind of the old Jason that would say some things.
Mm.
But the new Jason is calm and collected.
Yeah.
Just very...
He hasn't done any clapback videos.
I'm just a...
Look at him go.
Just a small town boy.
People be putting videos out there and he just says... you know what?
Not worth my time.
I know the truth.
And that's so hard. It's hard to do. Anyways, guys, it's all right. Moral story is hopefully they come back out and we get some water today. We will go into a lot more detail on our video on the Crockers about the difference in this property and what's happened, and on the last property and what happened. It's night and day. I'll just say that. It's night and day. So we'll catch you on the next one. Appreciate y'all sticking around for this little morning rant. Mm-hmm. And
hopefully you have a good day.
Yeah, hopefully you have a good day. We're going to hopefully see the water well people, work on the barn, go mess with the animals, and then I'm going to go buy those 2 pigs without Danielle so she can't tell me I can't do it. I would never do that. I would only bring home boats without you knowing.